Hi everyone, thanks for checking out my profile. Glad to have you here. My name is Aswar and I'm based out of Toronto. And a bit about myself, I've been doing application development for about 12 years. I started in high school initially. I really got excited about the technology, learned it online, created a public forum, and started teaching HTML and development. And then slowly, I started to do business for friends, family, and nearby local businesses, and started to do applications for them. And during that time, I really got interested into technology. So I went back to school. I did a software engineering at York University, and then after that, I worked for IBM and BlackBerry, Research in Motion. And then during that time, I also started to do contract work. I worked for Davis and Henderson, Maytag, Royal Bank of Canada, and so on. Actually, the last 10 months, we've also worked for Motorola, General Motors, and Oklahoma City, and did and still do application development for them. But still, I still do work for even smaller clients and so on. I usually, any client that comes in, I talk to them, I engage them, and see if there's any way I can help them. And if I do, then we'll work together. So that's pretty much about me. Usually with projects, one of the most popular questions I get is how much does it cost? The clients come in and ask me something, and they want to know how much it costs and how long it takes, and that's one of the pretty much the number one question I get all the time. And I've been estimating application development stuff for 12 years so far, and came to realize that there's a lot of things that change, and humans are usually bad at forecasting the future. So, yeah, it's a hard question. And one of the biggest challenges in answering this question is usually the requirements from the clients. A lot of the clients come in with very vague requirements that are very open to interpretation in any way. It's kind of like saying, how much does it cost to build a car that goes from point A to B? So yeah, how much does it cost to build a car from point A to B? So that's a question, right? And if you look out there, there's cars that go from cost about $5,000 to buy, and then there's cars that cost about $500,000 to buy, right? That's a car, and that's a car. That one has AC and leather seats, and this one probably has AC and leather seats. But the amount of engineering, creative, testing, QA, branding, packaging that's put into this one and this one is totally different, and that's where the price varies. So getting something done and the cost to something done is pretty hard to answer to a client because we don't have all the information yet. So usually what we need to do is engage with the clients and understand whether they want the Toyota Corolla of a website, or do they want the Audi R8 of a website? Do they want a Benz website, or do they want like a Camry, for example? And that's what we try to engage with them. So when we work in an hour basis, then we know the client's upper cap is, let's say, 10,000 or $5,000 or $500. Then when we work, we will always work to make sure we're under the client's budget, or close to their budget, so we can deliver the best value for the buck, and not exceeding it. But it really comes down to like anything. It's all about communication, understanding what the client wants, getting clear specifications, or helping the client to get those clear specifications, and then going from there. So yeah, that's the top most asked questions by client, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, in terms of our working style, my work style and my teams is usually lean agile. What we do is we have weekly touch bases, and we basically touch base on a weekly basis, meet together, open up the computer, share screen, and demo the work we've done within that week, and capture real time client feedback so that we can take it on, improve on it, and then come back the next week. So we work on an iterative way like this until we have a product that the client is happy with and are ready to go out public with. So we follow very iterative model, and we do touch base in terms of this would be like this weekly demo would be like a demo call, but then we also have regular touch base with clients. Depends on the client ability. Sometimes we engage with them on an hourly basis. I have one client that we touch base with them pretty much like 3 times a day on different aspect of their company and the deliverables we're working on. And then once a week we'd sit together and see where we are within that week. What have we completed and what have we delivered, and what we plan to complete next week. So yeah, it's pretty dynamic, pretty exciting, pretty busy, and the goal is really to help my clients out. So yeah, feel free to reach out, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, guys. Bye.